church was falling apart, boards hanging loose in the rain. But every Sunday morning, somebody still called his name. The stained glass lost its colors, the bell barely made a sound. Yet people kept on gathering from every mile around. I pulled in just before sunset, with dust all over my boots. 1,000 miles of bad decisions, and nowhere left to lose. The preacher looked right through me, like he knew where I'd been, and the weight I'd carried all those years started settling in. The sky turned gold, the shadows stretched, and every regret hit me in the chest. Last prayer in Tennessee, falling from my lips tonight. The last prayer in Tennessee, beneath the fading light. If mercy still waited, then let it find me here. Last prayer in Tennessee, before I disappear. I knelt beside a weathered pew, carved with names long gone. People who had fought their battles and somehow carried on. The storm outside kept raging, thunder shaking every pane. But for the first time in forever, I didn't feel the same. I thought about my father, the promises I broke, the bridges burned behind me, and the dreams that went up in smoke. Then the old bell started ringing, though nobody pulled the rope. And something in that silence felt a whole lot like hope. The rain came down, the candles burned, and every lesson finally returned. Last prayer in Tennessee, falling from my lips tonight. Last prayer in Tennessee, beneath the fading light. If mercy still waited, then let it find me here. Last prayer in Tennessee, before I disappear. Boots stomping, chains rattling, church bell calling, night unraveling. The thunder faded, the darkness broke, and the words I'd buried finally got spoke. Last prayer in Tennessee wasn't really my last. It was the first step forward after running from the past. The road still waits tomorrow, but tonight I found peace in that last prayer in Tennessee. The sunrise touched the steeple, the storm had moved away, and somewhere deep inside me, something finally changed. father never talked much, just worked till the daylight died. Hand stained with red clay dirt and secrets he kept inside. Behind the house, beyond the fence, past the black oak and the creek, there was a patch of broken ground. Nobody dared to speak. Some said money, some said whiskey, some said trouble from long ago. But every time I asked about it, he'd just say, boy, let it go. Then one cold night in November, with thunder rolling through the pines, he handed me a rusted shovel and said, tonight you'll find out why. The wind got stronger, the moon disappeared, and every step forward brought me closer to fear. What my father buried still breathes beneath the dirt. What my father buried still carries all the hurt. The black oak knows the story, the river knows the blame. What my father buried still remembers our name. I dug beneath the cold ground till steel struck something hard. An old black oak whiskey chest wrapped in chains and scars. Inside were faded letters, photographs soaked by time, a ledger full of family sins, crossed out line by line. No gold, no hidden fortune, no outlaw treasure to claim. Just generations of mistakes and men running from shame. Then I understood the burden that he carried all those years. The thing he tried to bury wasn't bones, it was fear. The thunder cracked, the branches swayed, and every ghost refused to fade. What my father buried still breathes beneath the dirt. What my father buried still carries all the hurt. The black oak knows the story, the river knows the blame. What my father buried still remembers our name. Chains rattling, rain falling, old sins rising, voices calling. The chest lay open, the truth revealed. Some won't stay hidden till they're forced to heal. What my father buried won't be buried anymore. The silence ends tonight, like a broken cellar door. The past can haunt tomorrow if nobody breaks the chain. What my father buried ends with me today. The storm rolled toward the mountains, the dawn broke through the gray, and I left that empty hole behind as the ghost faded away. Mm-hmm. 'Cause They called her the Swamp Widow long before I knew her name. Living in a shack of cypress wood at the edge of Devil's Lane. Every evening at sunset, she'd light a lantern by the shore, then stare across the black water like she was waiting for something more. Some said a man went missing during a storm 20 years ago. Some said the swamp took his body. Some said she already knew, but nobody dared ask questions, 'cause her eyes could stop a fight. Cold as river water in winter, sharp as lightning in the night. The wind blew harder, the reeds bent low, and every rumor started to grow. Swamp widow, standing by the tide. Swamp widow, with the river in her eyes. Every night she's watching where the black water flows. Swamp widow, waiting for a ghost. One October I got curious, took my boat through the fog, following the lantern's reflection beyond the cypress log. I found her standing silent on a dock worn down by a year, holding an old silver pocket watch and fighting back her tears. She said the swamp don't steal people, it only keeps what's already gone. Then she looked out toward the darkness like she'd known it all along. Before I could ask another question, the fog swallowed up the shore. And when I looked around again, she wasn't there anymore. The moon disappeared, the water turned black. Some stories leave and never come back. Swamp widow, standing by the tide. Swamp widow, with the river in her eyes. Every night she's watching where the black water flows. Swamp widow, waiting for a ghost. Boots stomping, chains ringing, fog rising, night singing. A pocket watch star, the lantern burn low. Some hearts keep waiting long after they know. Swamp widow, still haunting my mind. Swamp widow, like a memory in the pines. The years keep moving, but some won't stay close. Swamp widow, still waiting for a ghost. The fog rolled through the cypress, the river hung below, and somewhere in the darkness the lantern still glowed. Nobody rang that church bell, not since the winter of '79, when the old preacher passed away and left the steeple behind. The robes were cut and weathered, the tower locked for years, yet every now and then at midnight the bell still reached our ears. Some blame the wind from the river, some blame the ghost of the town. Some said the Lord was calling when darkness settled down. I never paid attention till the night it called my name, and nothing in Crow Creek would ever feel the same. The moon hung low, the cold wind blew, and that lonely bell cut right through. Church bell at midnight, ringing through the dark. Church bell at midnight, like a fire in my heart. Every note a warning, every echo a sign. Church bell at midnight, calling me tonight. I followed that sound through the back roads, past the black oak by the creek, past the old graveyard gates and the hill where shadows sleep. The tower stood abandoned, wrapped in ivy and time, but the bell kept ringing louder with every step of mine. Inside I found a journal hidden beneath the stairs, filled with prayers and confessions and the burdens people bear. The final page was written the night the preacher died. It said, when hope feels lost, let this bell be your guide. The pages turned, the candle burned, and every lesson finally returned. Church bell at midnight, ringing through the dark. Church bell at midnight, like a fire in my heart. Every note a warning, every echo a sign. Church bell at midnight, calling me tonight. Boots stomping, chains rattling, bell ringing, night unraveling. The tower shook, the thunder rolled, but the truth inside was worth more than gold. Church bell at midnight, still echoing today. Church bell at midnight, showing me the way. The road gets lonely, but I don't walk blind. Since that church bell at midnight changed my life. Changed my life. The dawn touched the steeple, the river drifted by, and the bell fell silent beneath the Tennessee sky. There's an empty chair on the front porch, facing west toward the fading sun. Been sitting there since the winter, when when my old man's race was run. Mama never moved it, said some things deserve their place, like the boots beside the doorway and the memory of a face. The preacher talked to heaven and streets of shining gold, but grief don't listen much to stories it's already told. So every evening at sundown, I pass that weathered seat, wondering why the good Lord let some roads in so incomplete. The wind blows soft, the screen door sways, and the silence grows at the end of the day. God's empty chair, still waiting on the porch. God's empty chair, like a lighthouse in the dark. I don't know all the answers, I don't know why life's unfair, but every prayer starts somewhere in God's empty chair. One summer night a storm came, rolling hard across the hills, the kind that shakes old windows and makes the whole world still. I sat there through the thunder with a bottle and regret, talking to the darkness about things I can't forget. Then the clouds began to open and the rain slowed to a fall. For a second I could almost hear my old man's voice and all, not telling me the future, not solving every scar, just reminding me that love survives no matter where we are. The river flows, the years move on, but some hearts stay long after they're gone. God's empty chair, still waiting on the porch. God's empty chair, like a lighthouse in the dark. I don't know all the answers, I don't know why life's unfair, but every prayer starts somewhere in God's empty chair. Boots stomping, chains swinging, church bells ringing, night singing. The storm rode east, the stars appeared, and somehow the weight got lighter here. God's empty chair, still standing through the years. God's empty chair, holding hope through all these tears. The porch light keeps burning like a promise in the air, and I still find peace in God's empty chair. The sun dropped beyond the valley, the whippoorwill sang somewhere, and the night settled softly around God's empty chair. In God's empty chair. Smoke rolled out the stillhouse door like a ghost escaping hell. The copper pots were glowing red, and the night began to swell. Old man Carter lit the furnace like his father used to do. Said this whiskey ain't just whiskey, boy, it's blood we're pouring through. Blackroad veins are stained by decades of secret sweat and sin. Every barrel held a story of where this town had been. And lightning cracked across the valley and the river started to rise. Something felt different in the darkness, like trouble in disguise. The fire got hotter, the wind screamed loud. The devil was dancing inside the clouds. Ashes in the stillhouse, smoke in the Tennessee sky. Ashes in the stillhouse, but the spirit never dies. The flames can take the building, the river can't take the land, but ashes in the stillhouse can't burn what's in our hands. Came down at midnight, the black oak started to burn. Every soul in Crow Creek Hollow came running at the turn. Chains rattled, boots were stomping, buckets passing hand to hand, trying to save the family barrels before they turned to sand. The preacher grabbed a whiskey cask, the sheriff grabbed one too. For one night nobody cared what was false or true, 'cause some things are worth protecting when the fire starts to climb. And the stories in those barrels had survived too much time. The sparks flew higher, the sirens cried, but the old bloodline would not die. Ashes in the stillhouse, smoke in the Tennessee sky. Ashes in the stillhouse, but the spirit never dies. The flames can take the building, the river can't take the land, but ashes in the stillhouse can't burn what's in our hands. Boots stomping, chain swinging, smoke rising, voices singing. The black oak cracked, the rafters fell, but the heart of the stillhouse survived that hell. Ashes in the stillhouse, the fire burned all night. Ashes in the stillhouse, but we came out alive. The walls became embers, the memories remain. Ashes in the stillhouse, and we'll build it back again. Smoke drifted toward the river, the sunrise broke through gold, and the ashes of the stillhouse still carried stories untold. with no name on it, and it's still running all night.
Old Jake said the recipe was older than the county line, passed down through 7 generations, like a curse wrapped up in rye.
The copper glowed like lightning, the barrels breathed in the dark, and every drop that hit the bottle carried a piece of somebody's heart.
The law came looking plenty, but they never found the place, 'cause the swamp kept all its secrets hidden beneath the Spanish moss and haze.
The fire was burning,
The moon hung low,
the whiskey was flowing,
and the night stole the show.
Tennessee firewater,
Burning all the way down.
Tennessee firewater,
The hottest thing in town.
one sip of that black label,
And you'll hear the devil say,
Tennessee firewater makes a king feel like a king.
Friday night the trucks came rolling from every back road around.
Boots hit dirt, chains kept rattling as the sun
Dropped behind the ground.
The preacher's son bought a bottle,
The sheriff bought 2 that night.
everybody had a reason.
Chase a little firelight.
A widow drank to old memories,
A farmer drank to survive. Oh,
a drifter drank to forget.
that he was barely alive.
But that Tennessee firewater,
Did more than numb the pain.
it made broken hearts feel fearless.
For a few hours again,
The drums kept pounding,
the bass hit hard
the swamp was shaking.
beneath the stars.
Tennessee firewater,
Burning all the way down. Yeah.
Tennessee firewater,
The hottest thing in town.
one sip of that black label,
And you'll hear the devil say,
Tennessee firewater makes a king feel like a king. Boots stomping,
chains swinging,
banjo screaming,
people singing,
fire rising.
moonlight glow.
One more bottle before we go. Tennessee firewater, still burning through my veins. Tennessee firewater, like thunder before the rain.
The barrels keep on aging.
The legend keeps growing higher,
Tennessee firewater.
still setting souls on fire.
The river rolled on slowly.
The stillhouse lights burn bright.
In Tennessee firewater on the night.
county road. weathered by the thousand storms, bent beneath a heavy load. Someone carved a single message deep into the aging grain. Mercy ain't a gift you earn, it's what remains after the pain. I stood there in the evening with dust upon my hands, thinking of every bridge I burned and every broken plan. The years that left their fingerprints on every choice I'd made. And some nights those old memories still refuse to fade. The wind blew hard, the sky turned gray, and every ghost had something to say. The weight of mercy, heavy as a stone. The weight of mercy, it carried me back home. I couldn't outrun sorrow, I couldn't outrun blame. The weight of mercy still called me by my name. I drove down to the river where my father used to fish. The water moved like time itself, carrying every wish. I remembered all the warnings, I remembered all the fights, the things we never talked about on those long Tennessee nights. For years I thought forgiveness was something weak men used, till I learned the strongest hearts are the ones that choose to lay down every burden that they carried for too long, and stop building their future from everything gone wrong. The river flowed, the black oak swayed, and the hurt I'd carry started drifting away. The weight of mercy, heavy as a stone. The weight of mercy, yeah, it carried me back home. I couldn't outrun sorrow, I couldn't outrun blame. The weight of mercy still called me by my name. Boots stomping, chains breaking, church bells ringing, daylight waking. The cross stood silent, the road stretched wide, and for the first time I felt alive. The weight of mercy, stronger than regret. The weight of mercy, lesson I won't forget. The past may shape us, but it don't decide our fate. The weight of mercy lifted all that weight. The sun broke through the clouds, the river caught the flame, and I left that old road lighter than the man who came. fences, dreams, and pride. Every spring we'd watch it rise, like a thief with the tide. It swallowed roads and memories, cut deep through family land, left scars across the valley, like a mark from a giant hand. My grandfather cursed that water, my father feared its name. But fear becomes a prison when you keep feeding the flame. So when the clouds rolled in again and the warning sirens cried, we didn't pack up and run this time. We stood our ground and tried. The sky turned black, the wind blew wild, but nobody ran, nobody hid. Reclaim the river, take back what it stole. Reclaim the river, body, land, and soul. We ain't fighting water, we're fighting fear inside. Reclaim the river, tonight we turn the tide. Brought their tractors, the welders brought their steel, the preacher brought determination and the kind of faith you feel. We built the walls together through rain and mud and pain, side by side beneath the thunder, refusing to break again. The river hit like fury, but this town refused to bend. 'Cause some things are worth saving again and again. And when the morning finally came, the water started falling back, leaving sunlight on the valley and hope upon its track. The storm moved on, the clouds gave way, and every heart had something to say. Reclaim the river, take back what it stole. Reclaim the river, body, land, and soul. We ain't fighting water, we're fighting fear inside. Reclaim the river, tonight we turn the tide. Chains pulling, hammers ringing, voices calling. The river roared, the town stood tall, and together we survived it all. Reclaim the river, the story is ours to write. Reclaim the river, standing in the light. The water keeps moving, but so do we. Reclaim the river and reclaim our destiny. Over Crow Creek, the black oak touched the sky, and the river finally looked smaller than the people standing by. Mama carved a name in a black oak barrel, back when the river still ran wild. Said, boy, this wood remembers everything, even the tears I never cried. Down in the smoke of the copper steel, where the angels took their share, there was always something left behind, floating heavy in the air. Grandpa called it the devil's cut, the part that never comes back home, the whiskey lost inside the timber, the things a man can't own.
Every generation leaves a mark, every generation pays a cost. Some inherit land and fortune,
some inherit what got lost. I'm drinking from the devil's cut, a little blood, a little rust, a little pain passed down to me, mixed into this Tennessee dust.
the black oak cracked like thunder when I finally spoke my name.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
But I won't leave here the same.
the barrel sat there through the winters, holding secrets in the grain. Every scar along its surface looked a lot like family pain. Mama said, don't fear your shadows, just don't let them lead the way, 'cause every curse can lose its power
When somebody chooses to stay.
The river kept on rolling south, the years kept rolling too, but the stories trapped inside that wood,
We're finally breaking through.
I hear the ghosts inside the silence, but they don't own me anymore. The inheritance I carried ain't.
The inheritance I leave for sure.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut, a little blood, a little rust, a little pain passed down to me,
Mixed into this Tennessee dust.
the black oak cracked like thunder when I finally
Spoke my name.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
But I won't leave here the same.
Every family has a barrel,
Every family has a flame,
something hidden in the darkness,
something nobody wants to name.
but I came here for redemption.
Not another chain to drag.
The devil took his portion,
Now I'm taking mine back.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
But it ain't drinking me tonight.
the black oak gave me answers,
Oh, the whiskey gave me sight.
the barrel holds the old story.
But I get to choose the end.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
And breaking the curse again.
Mama's mark is still there,
Deep inside the oak
and the last thing the barrel taught me
was how to let go, 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 go.
There's a stretch of road past Miller Creek where the blacktop starts to crack. Old folks say don't drive it alone, 'cause some never made it back.
Where the sign leans sideways, half buried in the clay, marking where the county line cuts through the pines that sway.
My granddad crossed it in '58, chasing money down south. Came back 6 months later with fear he wouldn't talk about.
Every generation since then has felt that pull at night,
like something waiting in the darkness just beyond the headlights. The engine roars,
the shadows crawl,
you hear your name,
but nobody calls.
Curse of the county line, running through the dark. Curse of the county line,
burning like a spark.
every mile gets colder, every prayer feels late. Curse of the county line,
Still waiting at the gate.
My father tried to outrun it in a Chevrolet '69. Thought distance could erase what lived beyond that sign.
But the dreams kept getting louder. Every autumn when leaves would fall,
A voice from the pines kept whispering,
you can't outrun this at all.
last summer I crossed over with a bottle and a flashlight,
The moon was hanging blood red,
and the swamp was still as night.
then I found an old stone marker hidden underneath the vines,
Carving names I recognize
from my own bloodline.
The wind stood still,
The trees bent low,
and every secret
started to show.
Curse of the county line, running through the dark. Curse of the county line,
Burning like a spark.
every mile gets colder, every prayer feels late. Curse of the county line,
Still waiting at the gate.
chains rattling, tires screaming,
Church bells ringing,
demons breathing,
the county line.
blood red sky.
Some curses live until someone asks why.
Curse of the county line ends with me tonight.
I'm breaking every shadow, hiding from the light.
Names won't own me, the fear won't survive. Curse of the county line,
Lives here tonight.
the sign still stands crooked,
The pines still know the tale,
but the curse lost its power when I followed the trail. They found his truck by the boat ramp, keys still hanging in the door. The engine cool, the radio silent, like it had seen this all before. The river was high that autumn, black as coal beneath the rain, and nobody could explain why you go out there
learns how to survive.
But on that night the river called him,
And he followed without a sound,
leaving nothing but questions,
floating where he wasn't found.
The current moves, the willows sway, and some names vanish without a trace. The river took him
Down where the black water runs,
The river took him
beneath the fading sun.
No goodbye letter,
No final prayer to give,
the river took him.
and the river never gives back what it gets.
For weeks they searched the backwaters, dragging chains through the mud. Helicopters cross the sky,
Looking for a sign of blood.
the preacher said it was God's timing, the sheriff said it was fate.
But the people who knew that river
Said it had a different face,
some swear they still see Walker
standing on the opposite shore.
watching boats drift through the fog.
Like he's waiting for something more.
Maybe it's grief talking,
Maybe it's whiskey and pain,
or maybe the river keeps pieces.
of everyone it claims.
The moon hangs low, the reeds lean in,
And the river remembers every soul it's taken. The river took him
down where the black water runs,
The river took him
beneath the fading sun.
No goodbye letter,
No final prayer to give,
the river took him.
and the river never gives back what it gets.
Boots stomping,
Chains dragging,
fog rolling,
night falling.
the river keeps moving and never explains.
Why some men return,
And some remain. The river took him,
but his story still survives.
and every old fisherman and every back road
The
now,
river took him, but his legend still remains.
riding through the black water
Like thunder before the rain.
The sunrise touched the shoreline,
The mist began to thin,
and somewhere beyond the cypress trees,
the river still carried him.
She stepped into Crow Creek one July with a black magnolia in her hair. The whole town stopped talking like they felt something in the air. She rented the house by the river, the one nobody wanted to buy. The porch sag low with secrets, and the windows watched the sky. Nobody knew where she came from, nobody knew her name before, but every man in the county found a reason to the same. She danced alone at the roadhouse while the jukebox played too loud. Never smiled for attention, never needed a crowd. And no guitar player swore he heard her singing by the creek, a melody so haunting it kept him up for weeks. Some called her a widow, some called her a runaway bride. Some said she'd buried a man, some said all three had died. But every rumor grew bigger with every passing night, 'cause mystery burns brighter than any neon light. The river rolled, the moon hung low, and nobody knew what she really knows. Magnolia Black, like a fire in the rain. Magnolia Black, running wild through every vein. She walked in like thunder and left a hurricane. Magnolia Black, nobody was the same. Boots stomping, chain swinging, jukebox screaming, night singing. A black magnolia on the floorboards lay, and by the next sunrise she'd slipped away. Magnolia Black, gone without a trace. Magnolia Black, still haunting this place. The river keeps flowing, but the legend remains. Magnolia Black, still running through our veins. The porch still faces the river, the magnolia tree still grows, and every summer somebody asks where Magnolia Black goes. They call my father Devil's Cut, down at the river still. Not because he worshiped darkness, but because it bent his will. He could turn a barrel of whiskey into a legend overnight, and leave a room full of strangers talking till daylight. The black oak barrels knew him, the copper stills knew his name. Every back road in Tennessee carried whispers of his fame. But legends cast wrong shadows, and shadows follow songs, especially when the whole damn town knows where you're coming from. The fire burned, the moon hung low, and every road led where I didn't wanna go. Son of the Devil's Cut, born beneath the smoke and flame. Son of the Devil's Cut, trying to outrun a name. distance, running hard from county lines, working jobs in different states, trying to leave it all behind. But every bar had stories, every drifter knew the tale about the man who made Firewater and never seemed to fail. Then one night back in Crow Creek, standing by the old Stillhouse door, I realized I wasn't fighting him, I was fighting something more. The fear of becoming history instead of writing my own page. The fear of carrying his burden instead of stepping on the stage. The river rolled, the stars aligned, and for the first time I changed my mind. Son of the devil's cut, born beneath the smoke and flame. Son of the devil's cut, trying to outrun a name. The whiskey built the legend, while the legend built the chain. Son of the devil's cut, breaking free again. Boots stomping, chains breaking, barrels cracking, daylight waking. The old still stands, but now I know a man decides how far he'll go. Son of the devil's cut, and I'm not running anymore. Son of the devil's cut, standing stronger than before. The past can be a teacher without becoming a cage. Son of the devil's cut, writing a different page. The smoke rose from the still house, the sunrise touched the pines, and for the first time ever, the future felt like mine.